What up? What up? It's your homeboy Maul the Pimp, aka MTP, and welcome to another edition of Table Talk with MTP. And this right here is a real controversial topic right here. The name of this panel right here is called "Get Vaccinated or Not." Get vaccinated or not. A lot of people are for the vaccine. A lot of people are against the vaccine. So I got 6 guests on here. 3 people are for it. 3 people are against it. Me personally, I'm against it. So I guess that make 4 against 3. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna call the names first. Corey Holloway,
What's up?
Ashley Lawrence,
Hey.
Chandra Walton,
Hello.
Walt Greer,
What's up?
Tasha Bell,
Right here.
and Patrick Hampton.
Yours truly.
Hey, hey, so this how we're gonna start out like this, y'all. So this vaccine, there's been a lot of controversy about this vaccine. My personal stance on it, like I feel like it was rushed and they came up with it too quick and they didn't look at all the side effects and all the damage that they can do before trying to tell people to inject it in themselves. And I feel like based on what I've seen with numbers and based on people I know personally, getting the vaccine didn't help any. I've seen people who got the vaccine suffer just as much as people who are unvaccinated. So it has me thinking, what's the point of it? But then the other side of it is people feel like the vaccine is keeping them from catching COVID or it's keeping them from catching a more serious case of it. And they also feel like people who are not getting the vaccine are endangering people who are getting the vaccine. So we're gonna talk about both sides of it. So we're gonna start out like this. Corey, you are somebody that's for the vaccine. What's your main, in one, because I want to go around, but in one sentence, what's your main reason for supporting it?
I support the vaccine because I feel like we as Americans must make sure that we are all doing something to crush something that's killing a lot of people. So I want to do my part.
Walt, one sentence. What's your main reason for supporting it?
I wanted to make sure that the people around me were protected and that I wasn't the cause of any sickness that they could get.
Chandra, your main reason for supporting the vaccine?
Survival.
Point blank. Ashley, why are you against the vaccine?
I think because for one, it's a personal choice for me. I don't believe that I should have to get a vaccine that's not proven effective. It doesn't prevent you from getting it, and it doesn't prevent me from giving it to you. So I don't think it's enough research on it for me to inject myself with something that I don't feel comfortable doing.
Miss Tasha, why are you against it?
I don't trust it. And like she just said, like, I don't know what's in it and it's not preventing COVID. So,
Patrick, why are you against it?
One, it doesn't, my main reason is that it doesn't live up to the actual definition of what a vaccination is. A vaccination is supposed to produce immunity, and it does not produce immunity in the human body.
Okay. Now, I want to start out with Corey.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you a question. Before I ask that, let me put you on the spot right quick, bro.
Okay.
Now, again, before I'm looking at this, the reason you say you support this is because of what now?
Because I feel like that we all have to do something to protect our fellow man.
Okay, I want to read something to you. I'm gonna show you that you probably can't see the screen, but I'm gonna read it to you. I want to read 2 things. Breakthrough infections, and this is from the Illinois Department of Health. 100 fully vaccinated people have died. 600 fully vaccinated people hospitalized. 2.44% of people who died were fully vaccinated. That's one thing. Now, the next. The Boston Globe. 79 fully vaccinated Massachusetts residents have died. 303 hospitalized and very rare COVID cases breakthrough, officials say. Now, these are fully vaccinated people. What did the vaccine do for them?
It didn't do anything for them.
Why should we get it then?
We should get it because if the numbers that you stated, right?
Right.
look at the percentage of people that died that didn't have the vaccine.
Mhm.
A vaccine in itself, from the flu vaccine to polio to anything that we've actually ever had, okay? To go to Patrick, what Patrick was saying, it does produce antibodies to fight off the proteins from the actual virus that invades the body, okay? So, having said all that, the percentage of people that die from other types like the flu or polio or whatever, is always going to be lower than the people that actually get it and then die. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Hold
Yeah.
that thought.
So
Hold
my
that.
thing,
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
so 654,000 people have died. Of that, 5,000 plus people had the vaccine and passed. So look at the numbers, look at the percentages. Less than 1% of the people that actually got the vaccine died, okay? And that's low, that's about the same rate as people that die from the flu vaccine.
But true story. But okay, the numbers, when you compare them big and small, okay, you can say these numbers won, but you still can't ignore these small numbers. The people say if we knew these people personally, right? Like you was talking, we was talking about your son before you logged on. Say if you was telling your son, get the vaccine, get the vaccine, get the vaccine, get the vaccine. No disrespect, bro. He get it and he died. What are you gonna tell the next person? My son got it and it didn't do shit for him. So you should, but you should still go get it. It might help you.
No,
how you gonna convince somebody with how you gonna you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all understand. And my thing is this: you cannot convince. I think Natasha said earlier, or I forgot who said it, that that's her personal choice, and it is a personal choice. However, there are a lot of different personal choices that we have in America that people still look down upon. Okay, and so I don't want to necessarily get into other topics or whatever. So you got to think about what's the thing that's going to help the greater man, what's going to help the American way of life so we can get back to what we doing, and also what's going to stop the vaccine from growing, because like viruses, they take little bits and pieces from what they learned from people that had a vaccine to people that don't, and then they grow and mutate and turn into a different variant. That's what all viruses do. That's why we got to take a yearly flu shot, or it's always a different strain of flu or cold every year. You know what I'm saying? So
can I say something, Mal?
Go ahead, Patrick.
All right, let me say this, because when you look back at all of the viruses that have ever been in humanity since humanity has started, you got the common cold, which is a coronavirus, by the way. You have the flu, you have HPV, you have herpes, which is a virus. You have the stomach virus. You have all of these different viruses. And we have been told for thousands of years that there is no cure for viruses. See, this is where we have to start in the debate. We have to start at the place where we understand there is no cure for a virus. Never has been, never will be. So why is it all of a sudden the vaccine is considered a cure-all when what we have done before to help viruses is that we treat it. We treat it with different medicines. But all of a sudden we feel like the government has the answer to cure a virus. And to be honest, I believe the COVID-19 is going to be here with us for the rest of our lives. And we're going to get to a point where we have to treat it. But vaccinations, and it's my opinion, is not the way to treat it. Vaccination is actually causing more deaths on top of the people that's already dying from COVID-19.
Walt, hold on, Core. Walt, respond to that. Then Tasha, I want to come to you.
My thing is, I did it because I knew that I was going to be around people that might not have the immunity. So I'm going to take the hit, and like you said, it's a personal choice. Everybody, I was against the flu shot and all that stuff, but I knew that, me taking this hit, for people that I'm around that I've seen get sick. I've had people that have lost their parents and all that stuff. I said, I'm going to do it for that reason. So that made more sense to me than not doing anything. And, a lot of times y'all are talking with some sense, but a lot of y'all constituents are out there not wearing masks and just doing all types of wild stuff. So it puts a little damper on y'all's whole, case a lot of the time. So, I go with the rational people, I go with accredited people. That's just me. And I get everybody saying it's a personal choice, but that was my reason. So
Tasha, what you got to add? Hold on, Corey. I'm coming back to you. Tasha, what you got to add to that?
Well, I'm totally against it. Like, my number one reason is I don't know what is in this virus. We don't know what is going to be the side effects years down the line. And even with the mandatory stuff, like I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And nobody knows, true, but I don't want to be no one's experiment.
That's how I say I'm not a lab rat. I'm not a guinea
pig. I hate to break it to you. You've been experiment your whole life. Everything you eat, it goes through processing and all that stuff. Guess what? You're a guinea pig from day one. Not even because you were Black. It's just that's the way it is. It ain't even got to do nothing with so look at that.
Okay, I get that. That's a nice example. That's two different things. That's a nice example. But I ain't finna take no needle and inject it in my arm. That's not happening.
Right.
Let's say you're scared of needles.
No, I get shot. I just went to get my physical last week. I'm not scared of needles, but I'm saying, listen, you know what you are, bro? What it boiled down to? Y'all are government junkies, bro. Each time I come over with a new dope, you inject yourself with it.
I never got a flu shot ever. Man. I never got a flu shot ever. I did this because I wanted to make sure my mother was straight, other people that are older that I might be around, and I can make sure that they straight. I made that choice for other people. It wasn't like, I'm basically on the edge like you. I could have been either way, but
yeah. Hey, Chandra, I want you to respond to this, Chandra. I'm gonna ask you as well, based on what you said. You said I'm doing it for other people. And Chandra, I want you to respond, and then you too, Ashley. All right. So you said you're doing it for other people, right? Okay. So what benefit are you doing now by injecting yourself with some shit you don't know? When on top of that, after injecting yourself, you can still catch the virus and you can still pass it. How is it helping?
I can say this. I can say this straight up.
You can still catch it.
I done been around people that done had it. I done came up negative every time because since I've had this, I got it December, January. I've been straight. So I can only speak for myself. And don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from because I could have been on the cusp. Either way, at first I wasn't gonna get it, but what it boiled down to was I'm gonna take the hit. You really don't know. But I know it's better for me to take action than to sit up here and continue to make things worse by not doing anything with inaction.
Chandra.
Yes.
You on your phone. You must be getting a booking right now for a show,
huh? No, actually, I'm doing finishing up lesson plans at the same time we're doing this. So I do apologize, but I got a rehearsal right after this. So I'm going over line. I do apologize. Can you repeat the last question? I was listening and I was paying attention to everybody. The last thing that
what I asked Walt was, he said he took the shot to pretty much take a hit and be precautious for the people around him, family, friends, loved ones. So what I asked him was, he said he took the shot to take a hit. It was basically like, I'm gonna do it myself to be protective of everybody around me. But I'm asking him, how did that help if by getting the shot, you can still get the vaccine? I mean, you can still catch corona and still spread it with the shot. So how did getting the shot help the people around you?
Well, the shot doesn't make you Superman. And I don't think people understand that. The shot does not make you immune to it. The shot is trying to create a herd immunity. If people don't create a herd immunity, just like we did with the measles and the chickenpox and rubella and diphtheria, if that doesn't create an immunity, just like everybody on this thing has been vaccinated, then it comes back, then it stays, just like we have a new variant. So see, I knew about this new variant back in May. Let me tell you a small story, seeing as how you said I was looking at a booking. Well, I knew about this variant back in May on set because we have to get tested every time we go on set. Well, every time we go on set, guess what? Either a nurse is going to tell me something or I'm hearing something. This variant has been out a while ago. This vaccine has been worked on for a while. This is SARS-CoV-2. not SARS-CoV-1. There has been a SARS before. So this vaccine has been worked on for quite a while. They also took some of the stuff from the Ebola vaccine and then put this in this. And then they went away with the red tape. The government went away with the red tape. So thank God sometimes for the government for moving the red tape and moving this vaccine. Because if this vaccine didn't come in, I don't say like 10 years like other vaccine, us niggas around here would have been like, they ain't trying to save us. They ain't trying to do nothing. So thank God for warp speed. Thank God for it, because the red tape was moved and the vaccine was pushed through. So it has been tested. It was tested on over 10,000 to 40,000 different people. One was given a placebo, one was given the vaccine shot. I heard Patrick when he said there was never a cure for a virus. Well, that's a lie, because in 1980, the WHO eradicated smallpox. Smallpox was around for, I don't know, since 1796. And see, before that, 20 years before that, they were inoculating. So there's a difference between inoculation and vaccination. Vaca comes from the word cow, vaca, vaccination. So when they did the smallpox and the cowpox and all of that stuff. So if we really want to go into it, it's not that hard to find out. The MMR has been around for a while. The scientists have been doing it for a while. They've been doing this, they've been doing it for a minute. But again, I took it because I'm a comedian, I'm an actress, I have to be on set. I walk in faith. Seeing as how people love to tell fake Christianity, then I'm gonna walk in faith. I know ain't nothing sticking to me ever since I got it. I'm allergic to over 70 different things. Again, I'm gonna repeat this to you. I'm allergic to over 70 different things. And I still took the shot. Because for one, I'm afraid of children who have leukemia that are in my school who can't get the shot because they're immune compromised. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid of children who are the little small ones who can't get vaccinated because they're still under 12 years old and they're immune compromised, even at 4, even the children who have to still stay in the hospital. So that's the reason I took it, so we can create a herd immunity so that we can get through with this. Now, do I agree with Patrick? Is it going to stay around? Well, it's already been here. This is, again, SARS-2, not SARS-1. So it's been here. And the only way we can see it, only way we can get through with it is to fight it. Just like the AIDS epidemic. For some reason, when AIDS popped out, I don't know, we weren't using condoms because condoms weren't thought of. Then for some reason, they found a barrier, a protection to slow down the spread of AIDS, HIV, STDs, and stop pregnancy. I'm just using common sense. I like to be safe. But again, people did this when the seatbelt law came out. They didn't used to have seatbelts in cars. And people did this too. They went fucking crazy. Yeah. So that's just me. There are other things that we forgot about. Did y'all forget about chickenpox? You forgot about rubella, diphtheria, whooping cough? Whooping cough is now coming back because now people are not getting vaccinated. The measles almost eradicated a whole Somalian industry, a whole Somalian community in Minneapolis. In Ohio, they had a big measles breakout. And that is a proven fact that if you are around someone 90% of the time, guess what? If you're not vaccinated against measles, you're going to catch the measles. When is the last time you know somebody that had measles, Jamal?
I don't know.
Hey, that's a great question. Can I respond to her real quick? When it comes to the measles, I want to ask Chandra this. When the measles vaccine came out, when they inoculated people with the measles vaccine, were they able to get the measles?
They didn't inoculate. There is a difference between inoculation and vaccination.
Okay. Well, when people got when people got vaccinated with the measles vaccine, did they get the measles when they got vaccinated?
Some did.
No.
And that's a proven fact.
No, they didn't.
That's a proven fact.
Just like
I caught the chicken pox and I was vaccinated against the chicken pox. It is not the only disease besides polio that has been eradicated is smallpox. And it is because of anti-vaxxers and people who want to elongate their vaccination periods with their children who don't want to do it.
Okay.
So did you vaccinate your children when they went to Baylor? Did you vaccinate your children or did you wait it out? You didn't vaccinate your children, so you put other children at risk.
No. Now, again, I don't want to get into an emotional debate about it.
Well, pause.
Hey,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Corey.
All right. She's not getting emotional. She's spitting facts.
Mm.
You decided, and when
That's
people
a question.
when people say it's a personal choice, you got to think about, is your personal choice affecting others? So when Patrick decided that he was not going to allow his kids to be vaccinated, he put other kids at risk, or his
Pretty
kids.
much.
But
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Yes,
Well,
yes, I can say that. Yes, I can say that. I can
Right.
barely say that. I'm an educator. I can barely say that because I've worked in the schools. I can barely say that because kids are nasty, disgusting incubators of germs already.
Hold that thought, Chandra. Check this out. Hold that thought, Corey. Listen to this. This is what I've seen. I'm not saying y'all done, but this is what I've seen. A lot of people who get vaccinated, they think they don't reach the pinnacle now. I'm vaccinated, I'm straight. And they become more careless than the people that are not vaccinated because they got the shot. You follow what I'm saying? And it's looking like people who are
They stupid, yeah.
thinking they on point. You spreading the shit to other people because you think you are already on point because you got the shot. You follow what I'm saying? I've seen this person. You see, once I get the shot, I'm good. Some people take the mask off.
I don't think you should take the shot.
Yeah.
Right. But my thing is this, Jamal, like you said, yes, those people are dumb as hell. They should.
Yeah.
So you can't blame an unvaccinated person for spreading no more than you can blame a vaccinated person. You feel me?
That's
so
true.
It's in the air. It's in the air.
Two things to say down, be quiet. Number one, I wish people would just pick one. Wear a mask or get vaccine.
Exactly.
If you don't want the vaccine, wear a mask. It is what it is. Get it over with. The other thing is this, though. Too many people put their faith in something that they think is going to fix everything, and it doesn't work that way. Okay? How many of us actually take medicines when we're in pain, if we go to the doctor or whatever, and we don't know what's in it?
I try to do natural, bro. It's a natural remedy for everything.
But those medicines are also FDA approved. The vaccine is not FDA approved.
The vaccine is FDA approved, Patrick.
No,
The vaccine is FDA approved. Stop that.
Let me drop a fact on you.
The
You can
vaccine
go
is
and look this
FDA
up.
approved, and you know it's FDA approved. It
No,
was
it
just
just got approved.
FDA approved. Stop it.
It's not. Hey,
Okay,
hey, Maul, it's actually not, and I can prove it to you. I'll send you all the
Prove
documents
it.
from Pfizer. Listen to me. From Pfizer that shows it is not approved. It got approved for everyone that's 12 and up, but they did not give it the full FDA approval. And I can show you this document right now and read it to you if y'all want me to. Where it says in the document, it is not FDA approved.
Please
it just
read
got
it.
approved for 12-year-olds and up.
And read the
Emergency
part where it
use
says it's
approved
FDA
for
approved for
emergency
16 and
use.
over. Read that part as well.
What?
Read the part that it says, is it FDA approved for 16 and over?
No, it is not FDA approved. It is approved for emergency use for kids 12 and over.
It's approved. It got approved a couple of weeks ago.
Hold on.
No,
Ashley,
it's
hold on,
not
hold on, hold on.
FDA
Pause,
approved.
pause.
I'm gonna read it to while y'all talking. I'm gonna go get it and read it. Okay.
Miss Ashley, you've been quiet.
No, you don't have to get it, Patrick. You should have it right there because I'm looking at it right here.
Hold on, Chandra, pause. Ashley, what are you thinking, Ashley?
I hear what everybody is saying, and I respect everyone's opinion on it. And with her being in the school system, I know that she sees. I have 4 children. Okay, so I know like kids, like she said, carry lots of germs. But with them being in school, them playing sports, them being exposed to other children, it helps build their immune system. And even though they can be carriers of the coronavirus and spread it to other people, that's a risk that we take every day with any virus or any illness that we can come in contact with. So to me, it doesn't make sense to say, well, hey, I got to get vaccine. I got to get the vaccination because I could be saving someone else's life. One of the number one causes of death every year in America is heart disease. Okay, why?
Hold on, let her finish, Corey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why doesn't the government or the FDA or whoever advertise how to prevent this when over 600,000 people die of heart failure every year or heart disease every year. They're pushing COVID deaths on us every day. That's all we see in the media. We don't see any other illness or any other death right now besides COVID. So it's putting a fear in people that we are obligated to do something like take a vaccine being forced. Like what the lady just said, or someone just said, I can take Tylenol if I choose to. That's a choice. I'm choosing to go to the doctor to get a medication to help me, alleviate my pain. But nobody's forcing me to do that. I don't feel like I'm obligated to do that. It's not against the law, for me to choose whether or not I can take it or not. And that's my choice. Why are you telling me that it's my civil duty to take a vaccine to prevent something or for me to protect myself when that's not what it's doing? It's not doing it. Over 98% of people who get COVID survive.
I had it.
Children
if you think
over
about
99%.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
I had COVID back in July of 2020. I didn't look at the news. I didn't look at social media. I didn't think it was a death sentence. I kept my butt at home, like they say. I wore a mask, like they said. I didn't go hardly anywhere except to the grocery store because that's what they advised, right? I still got COVID. I had mild symptoms, but I took care of myself at home. I wasn't scared. I didn't go to the hospital, and I'm thankful I didn't have to go to the hospital. I'm thankful I didn't have breathing issues, but I take care of myself. Before COVID, I made sure I take my vitamins. I try to eat healthy. I drink water. I exercise. I teach that to my children. So I choose to live a certain way to guarantee that I'm here for my kids. So when people say, oh, you got to take the vaccine, don't you care about your kids? I don't appreciate that. Whenever I go on these news websites, that's all you see. Y'all people are stupid. You don't care about the next person. People smoke, drink alcohol, have unprotected sex. People do things to themselves on a regular basis that they can choose to do better. I choose to do better for me and my children, and I don't appreciate something like a vaccine being pushed on me, and that's all you see every day. Like that's all you see is the vaccine, and I wonder the motive behind it.
Exactly.
So
That's the question. That's the big question.
Okay, now Ashley, we heard what you just said about. You just gave a nice statement, and I pretty much agree with everything you said about being forced versus it being a choice. Now, Patrick, who was talking earlier about the FDA approving or not approving this. Now, before you say what you say, the reason I said it was approved because I saw the shit on the news saying it was approved, and I saw Biden now saying he's going to make a mandate to jobs with over 100 employees are going to, I guess, force people to get it. Say force them to get the shot or do weekly testing. So hopefully they do weekly testing. But I think if they do weekly testing, once they get tired of paying for that, they're going to try to force people to get their shot. But now you say it's not approved. Go ahead, Patrick.
Well, actually, and this is the thing that you have to understand. The news came out saying that it was FDA approved. That was actually false, according to a document that Pfizer released. The Pfizer vaccine has not been FDA approved. What they approved was they approved the vaccine for emergency use for teenagers, because at first 16-year-olds and teenagers couldn't get the vaccine. They approved it for emergency use only for these teenagers. And this is what the document says. I'm going to read it. It's
what website is this on, Patrick? Where did you get this from?
Pfizer. You can get this from Pfizer. It was released on, I believe, August the 23rd. Let me get the lady name real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna get her name that wrote it.
And Tasha, I want to come to you about next. I want to come to you, Tasha, about the link that you sent to my inbox.
Yeah, this is from Pfizer Inc. and it's attention to Miss Lisa Harkins. Okay.
All right.
Now, this is what it says in here. I'm gonna read it. I got this highlighted. This product has not been approved or licensed by the FDA, but has been authorized for emergency use by the FDA under the EUA Prevent Coronavirus or COVID-19 Disease. That's in the document that I'm reading. And I can actually, I'll send it to you, Jamal, so you can post this later. But that's what we have to understand, that this vaccine is still under emergency use. That's
Can
the
you read that
reason.
again, please?
This product, this is talking about Pfizer Inc., the Pfizer vaccine, okay?
And
This
it came
document
from
was
Pfizer Inc.,
created.
correct? I just want
Huh?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, and I do apologize. Please excuse my rudeness. I just want to make sure you're saying that this is from Pfizer Inc., correct?
Yes, this is from the Food and Drug Administration
Yes,
to Pfizer Inc. Because the news came out saying that it was FDA approved, and the FDA was like, hold on, no, I got to release this document to say, no, this is not FDA approved as we know it, but it's approved for emergency use authorization. All right. Now, so basically all they're saying is this is still an experiment. All of us are in an experiment. Like Walt said, he took it, nothing happened. We don't know if Walt got the placebo or if Walt got the real thing. The people that's getting sick and dying could be dying from the real thing and not the placebo.
It's Patrick, it's scary that you actually are only that and believe in it.
Believe what?
It's scary. It's scary that you believe the vaccine worked, bro.
You know what? Okay, you know what, Miles? Let me say this. Shit. Let me keep it real. You know the shit. No. You know one of the real reasons why I got the vaccine is because I was not able to visit my grandmother that died from COVID.
Okay.
And I saw a video of gasping for breath for 20 minutes. And then she drowned in her own mucus.
A vaccine wouldn't have stopped that, sir.
Hold on, Patrick. That right there. And listen, y'all can decide what y'all want to do. Wear a mask. That's all I can say. If you don't want to take the vaccine, mask. Well, my whole thing
don't work either, by the way.
Well, you know,
it don't. But
and my thing.
Hold on.
I would like to hear what Miss Natasha has to say.
So, hold on. I ain't mean to cut you off, Corey. Yeah, but Tasha, hold on. But before you speak, Tasha, Tasha sent the link to my inbox about a week, half many days ago, and it was basically saying that it was a spokesperson from Pfizer. I forgot the lady's name. I guess she don't work there anymore. So now I took it like this. How I take it. She was working for Pfizer, but now that she's not there and she is not obligated to go by their rules, she's speaking out and speaking the truth now. Would you pretty much agree with that, Tasha? And she's pretty much saying that it's some poisonous ingredients in the Pfizer vaccine. This is a lady who works for Pfizer. Bro. You follow what I'm saying? Hold on, Corey. Tasha. We can't hear you, Tasha. Tasha, we can't hear you. Tasha, we can't hear you.
There she go. Stop. Be quiet.
Say something. We can't hear you, Tasha.
Is she still here?
Yeah, she's there.
She's right there. She might have her
You're on mute.
So,
you're on mute, Tasha.
There you go.
Can't hear you though. Yeah, it's in and out.
We can't hear you.
She's still speaking. Can you unmute her, Jamal?
I don't have her muted.
No, you might be able to unmute her because you're the host.
Yeah, I see it. Hold on, let me see here. Ask to unmute. Tasha, speak. Tasha, can you shake your head if you can hear me? Tasha, if you can hear me, shake your head. Wow. Okay, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it still says she muted. Well, I mean, while y'all getting that together, oh, there she
Oh,
is.
here she go.
No, that was me. I'm sorry.
Speak, Tasha. Say something. She's
Maybe her phone is low. Can you turn your phone up, beautiful?
we can't hear you for some reason.
I could hear her a minute ago. That's
So
so weird.
Jamal, while she's trying to work on that, can I say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
When I found out that Big Pharma owns, or not owns, funds 70 to 80% of media.
Yeah.
Of what?
The media, like
Okay.
Big Pharma, right?
God.
Let me tell you this. Whatever is pushed out there against the vaccine or against masks from 2019 until now, they censor it, or they discredit a doctor or a nurse or a scientist or a researcher that is against it. Everything. Whatever she sent you, they're gonna find a way to discredit it, even if it's 100% their research and what they found. Just like what any researcher does, they do their own research, and what they find, they're obligated to, let the public know what the results were, right? So whatever her research was, they're gonna discredit it with what they do for what their research was. That's what I've been finding out.
Well, wouldn't that be the same? Wouldn't that be the same as if our research is which our research is proven correct by scientists, then we would be discrediting you? Wouldn't it be the same thing? So everybody's discrediting everybody, correct?
You're 100% right with that. But what I'm saying is, before 2019, mask wasn't a thing. Like, the flu's been out since the Spanish flu, right?
That's not true. That's not true.
Let her finish, Chandra. Let her finish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on. So the flu, they have done millions of studies on the flu and masks. Not one time have they said that it is a requirement for us to wear the flu, except when it first was discovered back then, when it was killing millions. It killed 3 to 5% of all population back when the flu first came out. COVID has killed less than 1%, less than 1%. And I don't believe those numbers, honestly. When you say your grandma, I rest in her soul, okay? But a lot of the older generation, the flu kills more children than COVID ever will. The flu killed 500 children in 2018 alone, 500. But you didn't hear that on the news. You didn't hear it pushed. You didn't hear fear being pushed out there. You didn't hear, oh, let's wear a mask in class. You didn't hear any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is this.
Killed 500 children in America. Can
I ask a question?
Less than 300 children have died from COVID to date. Okay.
That's true.
Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead. Hey, Corey, before you ask, I'm gonna ask Corey, listen. No, I'm gonna ask you a question.
No.
I want you to answer the question, then ask the question you was gonna ask, okay? I'm gonna ask you this, so you still have the table, bro.
Well,
I want to ask you this, let you answer the question.
Hold on just a second. Walt hadn't said anything too, so you might want to talk to him.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, Walt, I'm gonna ask you this about Corey. Earlier, again, rest in peace, Grandma. He said one of the reasons he got the shot, Walt, because he saw his grandmama pretty much suffer real bad from COVID. He named some things that she went through, coughing up on, choking on her mucus and stuff like that. I was gonna ask you this, Corey. I'm gonna ask Walt. He said that was one of the reasons he got the shot, seeing his grandmama suffer from it. Do you think if she would have got the vaccine, that wouldn't have happened?
There's no telling. There is really no telling. And this is what I want to put out on the table for everybody. I want to respect everybody's opinion on what they're going to do, wear a mask, get the shot. But what are we going to do to stay safe? You can read all these crazy, I ain't gonna say crazy, I'm gonna respect everybody, the statistics and all that stuff. What are people going to do to keep themselves safe? Because we do know that his grandmother died. I do know that I have people that have passed away that I know personally. You know that you've had it. What are people going to do to keep safe? We can read all that stuff. We can talk about horse tranquilizer, whatever they eating and doing over the vaccine. They prefer horse, whatever. I ain't gonna make fun of that. What I'm saying is, I don't mean to switch up on you, but what are we gonna do to stay safe?
Nothing.
That's all I'm. That's really all I'm here
You
for.
can't
Nothing. People
stop
got
a
free liberty
virus.
to nothing. Nothing. Do you? That's how you stay safe, is to do you.
You can't stop a virus. That's the point that we have to realize. There is no, like, you talk about smallpox. Go look up how long it took for them to create a vaccine for smallpox. It wasn't 6
I'll tell you
months.
how long it took them to create a
It wasn't
for
6
smallpox.
months.
The vaccine was created in 1796.
Watch
Yeah,
this.
and so
And
how,
before that, 20 years
how
before
long
that,
did
they
it take
started
to
inoculating.
eradicate smallpox? What year did smallpox get
In
eradicated?
1980, the WHO said.
How many
guess
years
what?
is that?
Smallpox is over.
How
But
many
did
years
you
is
hear
that?
about smallpox
people-
in the 60s and in the 70s? Did
How
you
many
hear
years
about it
is
in the
that?
50s? No, you heard about polio. Do you hear about polio now? No, you don't, because they vaccinated your ass against it.
How long did it take for that vaccine to be created?
Natasha.
Sir, that
Silence.
vaccine
Exactly.
every
48
I
hours.
don't know, 4 or 5 years. His
No.
research is out there. You can research it.
No, this is
Research is
my
out
point.
there.
This is my overarching point. My overarching point is right now we are all a part of the experiment for this vaccine.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Right now, you're an
They are
experiment
giving
for
some of
Tylenol
us.
too. Okay.
Hold on, Chandra. They are giving some of us the placebo. When you, all of us that went to school know when you do
You know that.
an
You know
experiment,
that.
Stop.
some of us are getting placebo and it's not affecting us. Some people are getting the real thing and it is killing them and affecting them.
Yep.
And I'm a part of the control group. Those of us that don't take it, we are part of the control group.
No, you
That they look and see, all right, how many of those people died? So right now we know people that's getting the vaccine is dying. And before COVID came out, 7,000 people died per day. 7,000 people died every day before COVID was here. Now they're counting all those deaths as COVID to scare you to be a part of the experiment.
That's true. They playing. That's true, Corey. They playing with the numbers. That's true.
Are they not?
They're using fear. I had COVID, and
Oh,
everybody's body is different. But when they put out headlines like in Hampton County, thank God I don't live in Chattanooga because people are, I can't. Where I live, they believe in education, kids being in sports, exercising, fresh air. They believe in all that. They don't believe in masking your kids up, and there's no death rate here, okay? And they don't talk about it. They don't talk. I don't even want to say where I live, but they don't talk about it. But at the same time, it's not pushed on us either. You know what I mean? So here's my issue. I saw about a week or two ago, 2,500 kids. How many were tested and how many were positive? It was 200 plus that were like it was like 300 something that actually had COVID. I said, for the person who posted it on Facebook, I saw a teacher or a nurse or somebody be like, yeah, you're saying 20 kids have COVID, but no, that's not true. That's how many in quarantine. Only 300 have tested positive. So I went into research and said, how many are hospitalized, or are any of them, have any compromise like their immune system, any underlying illnesses, anything like that? Like, why is it just 20, the big number, 2,500 quarantine? My children were quarantined for 2 weeks. They tested negative for COVID, but still had to miss 14 days of school. Education that I believe in, that my kids need. I believe my kids need sports. I believe my kids need interaction with other kids. One of the top 10 causes of death in America is suicide, depression. Kids need interaction. Some kids don't, but my children need interaction, okay? So you can't make a choice for me whether or not I should send my kids to school or not when they're healthy. If they're sick with the flu, now the corona, I will keep my children home. But you
I stop right there because there are tons of parents who send their children to school sick.
They
That's true.
I
I
don't
guess
know.
she's speaking for
I know
herself.
tons of parents who send their
Speaking
kids
for
to school with pink eye and every fucking thing because they gotta go to work.
That's true, Chandra.
I've been in school
She's
system
speaking
for
for
over
herself.
20 years.
She's
I-
speaking
It
for
might not
herself.
be you, but I'm just saying there are parents who do send their child to school
You're
sick
right.
because they can't afford to take off.
Parents can be irresponsible when they do things like that, but that's that's still a
There
big
are
part.
there are parents in their school, their child's school is sick with COVID right now.
That's
Right
true,
now.
Chandra. Chandra, that's true, but she's speaking for herself.
I know,
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm not speaking against her, but I'm saying other parents. So when it comes to her kid, what if somebody gets infects her kid?
Hey, well,
But-
this is the thing. We have never
Because
masked.
because other body's freedom and liberty. Because of other body's freedom and liberty. That's all
No,
I'm saying.
because the moral thing to do is to protect children. That's the moral
The
thing to
moral
do,
thing to do is to do what's right and not
Yeah,
to think
that's
about
what-
yourself and be selfish.
and protect our children. When have we started using our children as a protection for adults? That's
You all do that all
immoral.
the time.
That's
You all do that all the
immoral.
time.
You don't
Children-
use your child to protect adults.
stop,
Go
stop,
ahead,
stop.
Corey. I want to hear you.
Go ahead, Cole. You look frustrated, bro.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Listen, I got a couple of questions. I mean, there's been a lot said. Number one, Patrick said earlier that masks don't work. Well, guess when you have surgery, they wear a mask, don't they? So they-
Exactly. Doctors, all of yes.
Yeah, that's to keep spit from going into the womb.
whatever, listen, what you want to say, guess what? People don't get infected because they're wearing masks in the operating room and in situations where they don't want the droplets to go into the wound. Whatever. You come up with your own stuff, you read all those, whatever, they still do it. That's a medical thing, okay? That's that.
Hey, well, if
Number-
I showed you where
That-
Dr. Fauci said that masks don't work, would you believe me?
He never said that.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Can I play it, Jamal?
Yeah, it
Can I
don't
play it?
matter. It don't
Patrick.
matter.
Can I play it?
Patrick,
It
Hold
don't
on, hold
matter.
on. Listen, I want y'all to listen. I'm finna
No,
play
you
it
don't
for y'all.
wanna
Listen.
shit, like real talk, dude. Just
Hold on, hold
Listen,
on.
Cole. Listen, Cole.
Hey, listen.
Now, people
Tasha, what you got?
There's no reason to be walking around with
Hold on. Listen to him.
a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face. Now people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
Okay,
Dr.
stop right
Fauci.
there, because guess what?
Dr.
What
Fauci.
he just did, stop. What he did was an audited version. This is what Fauci actually said. While Fauci, along with other several health abusers, initially advised people not to wear masks, Fauci later said he was concerned that there wouldn't be enough protective equipment for healthcare workers. This is also early in the pandemic before healthcare experts fully knew how contagious the disease was and how it was spread. Fauci explained that at the time we were not aware that 40-45% of people were asymptomatic, nor were we aware that a substantial proportion of people who get infected from people who are without symptoms. That makes it overwhelmingly important for everyone to wear a mask. You're a fucking liar. Here's the other thing, Jamal. By the way, that
Calm down.
Pfizer
Calm down.
Pfizer
Calm down.
Inc. is nothing. I don't know what Pfizer Inc.
She
is,
emotes.
but this is what it is. Today, the USD Food and Drug Administration approved the FDA the first COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine has been known as the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. It will now be marketed as Comirnaty for the prevention of COVID-19 disease in individuals 16 years of age or older. Stop strawmanning people, bruh. Stop it. You
Oh,
do
okay,
this all the
Chandra.
time.
Calm down, Chandra. Calm down.
Hey, I just
Hold on.
gave you Fauci's own words.
No, you didn't. You gave us a Trump lie. What you did was do a Trump lie.
That's
fact, is what
Fauci's
you
own
did.
words.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not his words, and I just said his
Oh
words.
my gosh. I just let you listen to
Calm down.
Let's go over it again.
Hold,
Let's go over his words again.
Pause.
Chandra.
Pause. Tasha, say something. Make sure I still can't hear you. We still can't hear you for some reason. Tasha, we can't hear you for some reason.
You go out and come back in.
Yeah, once you try that, that might work.
Tasha, log off and log back in. Yeah.
Yeah, log off and then try to like.
Hey,
Go
okay.
back.
Check this
all
out,
of-
Corp. Check this
about-
out, Corp. I want to ask you and Walt something, Corp. All right, now we go along with this experiment guinea pig shit. You get now. Listen to this.
Gizmo, stop it.
The Johnson & Johnson got pulled off the market, right? Right or wrong? Because
No.
it was causing.
It-
Whoa, pause. So it didn't get pulled off the market. I'm making it up.
Yes, it got paused. If you
Okay,
want,
thank you. It got
Yes.
paused, pulled off, whatever words you want to use. It got
Okay.
retracted because it was causing blood clots in people.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 people died from blood. Yes, Chandra. Yeah, about 6 people died from blood clots caused by the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This goes with the guinea pig shit. Now, and I did an interview with a guy named Dwayne on my podcast with a guy named Dwayne Marshall, who was the head of, well, he's a VP of Community Investments here in Chattanooga. They go around administering the vaccine to educate people on it. And I asked him this question right here too. Okay. Now, this goes back to the experiment shit, the guinea pig shit. Johnson & Johnson got pulled because they realized after administering the shot to X amount of people across the world that people was coming back with blood clots from getting this shot. Now, how did they know people were getting blood clots? Because they were experimenting with this shot. And once they experimented and blood clots came back, then they said, oh, okay, we need to pull this. But if the shit
Can you hear me?
Listen, say something.
Can you hear me?
You're good now. So with that being said,
my time.
so listen, with that being said, this is what I was saying, Tasha, since you back on, let me repeat myself since you back on. I was saying to Walt and Corey, is going back to people, how we feel like people are being experimented on with this vaccine. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the Johnson & Johnson vaccine got pulled because it was causing blood clots?
I remember. Yes.
So with that being said, you had to actually go get the shot, get a blood clot, and I think 6 people died from it. Now, once that happened, that's when they said, oh, okay, this is what it's doing to people. We need to remove this. So the people that died or suffered blood clots, you were in an experiment. They experimented on you, found out the bad part about it, and they stopped it. Now, my argument was that the shit would have been thoroughly investigated that wouldn't have caused blood clots. Go test it on some animals, some sharks, some dogs, some shit like that. Let it blood clot them. That way you can say, if it blood clots them, it's going to do it on humans, so we don't want to stick this in a human. Or if it blood clot a dog, it's going to pull. We just going to not even put it on the market. That way it don't have to get pulled off. So everybody that had a negative or a fucked up situation with Johnson & Johnson is because they were experimenting on you. You follow what I'm saying? And these other shots feel out the same way. Now, how about this? I think like this. This might not make sense, but this is how I think. Again, this goes back to what you were saying, Ashley. When they promoting all this shit in the news, what's the real motive behind forcing people to get this shot? Now,
I agree.
And here's an example right here. Here's an example.
So, like, why are they pushing this COVID as a daily?
And it's something that's going to pay off for the government years down the line. This is what I feel. Listen, just listen to me, bro. Listen. This is my example. Say if cancer wasn't already something that was a disease that was already out. Say there was something that was just hidden. This is just a hypothetical thing. I feel like everybody that's getting this shot right here, they are injecting cancer in you because they know 6 years down the line, you're going to have to come back and have to pay for chemo, whether it's out of your pocket or out of insurance. You follow what I'm saying? So right now, all you know is you're getting a shot. You, your kids, and all this. Now, 2029, everybody has cancer. Everybody has to run to the doctor to get chemo. That's money for the government.
And chemo is very, very expensive.
Right.
Very expensive.
So of course, cancer is not the disease that I'm saying they pushing in you, but they pushing. It's a reason they're trying to force this shot in you and not giving you a choice. It's something that's coming down the line.
They're robbing people. They're giving people $150 gift cards or dumb stuff like that. My job is putting you in a drawing to be able to win $50,000 to $100,000.
I heard about $1 million drawing. I heard about $1 million drawing.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
There's an issue. If 100% of Americans, us, get vaccinated, 10 years down the road, if we all start dropping dead and we don't know why, and it's because of the vaccine, how do we explain it's because of the vaccine if we're all 100% vaccinated?
They're going to cover up. They're going to cover up and say it's not that. They're going to cover up and say it's a new disease is out. If everybody's vaccinated who got the vaccine, they're going to say it's something else. They're going to say everybody caught a new version of HIV or a new version of diabetes. That's what they're going to say. They're not going to say it came from a shot that they forced you to take. They're not going to say that.
This is all good science fiction and speculation, though. But
I mean, I love it. I mean,
you can make up stuff all day.
It is amazing.
I mean,
Corey, I guess my thing is, why do y'all think it's a conspiracy? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really not. And this is against me too. Again, I'm a comedian, so you know I'm making jokes. But who the fuck are y'all that the government is gonna conspiracize against? Like literally, you're expendable, bro.
Exactly.
If you think that if the vaccine is good enough enough for the United States Army, why it ain't good enough for you?
Hold
All
on,
right,
that-
No, but
Chandra,
presidency.
you're talking about
Let
we're
me ask something.
expendable. You're the one that
You
took the
outbid me,
vaccine.
bro.
You're being
Well, listen,
extended.
Let me ask you a question. Patrick. Let me ask you a
I
question.
ain't been
Thank you. Not me.
Yeah.
You're the one expendable.
Bruh,
Damn.
bruh.
Oh, I'm just joking.
Bruh,
I'm a
if I
comedian.
go
My
right
bad.
now,
I'm just
if
joking.
I go to your kid's school right now and say, hey, because I was in private school too. So if I go to your kid's school right now and be like, hey, let me see them shot records. What would them shot records say, bro?
They're
What would your shot record say, bro? What would
unvaccinated.
your shot record say?
Unvaccinated.
So your parents did not vaccinate you. Your parents.
Yeah, I'm not vaccinated.
Again,
That's,
My,
and let me tell you.
and you know what? More
Hold on,
power to you. More
Chandra,
power to you.
Chandra.
I believe in vaccination just
Yeah.
like I believe in
Hey,
condoms.
no. Now hold on. Let me. Oh,
Say
I
this.
thought you was talking about the COVID. Hold on. My bad. No, I took
No,
the
I'm talking about vaccination, bro.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
talking
No,
about
I have
vaccination.
taken FDA approved vaccines.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I take
Have
the
you
ones
taken
that I take the
You
ones
taking
that been
vitamins,
animal
right?
tested. I
You
take
take
the safe
vitamins, right?
vaccines. I just don't take the one where I'm the lab rat. I won't take
okay.
that one.
Oh,
You
okay.
can.
Can I say?
But-
I can, and I'll be a lab rat.
Hey, and
I'll be
if
a
it
lab
worked,
rat
they
all day.
wouldn't have to force it on us. That's all I'm
They
saying.
didn't force
If it
me,
really
bro. I
worked,
took
it wouldn't have to be forced on us.
Let me
It's
hear
just real
from
funny
Corey,
that
'cause
this
he
other
makes
stuff
sense.
was
Y'all don't
forced
be
on
making no
you.
sense. Let me
Walt,
hear
Other
Corey.
stuff, he don't make no sense.
Oh,
He's
Corey,
a
let me say,
liar. He
Corey, go
don't
ahead.
make no sense.
Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead, Corey. Unfold your arms, bro.
I don't even
Unfold your
remember
arms, bro.
because listen. This is what
If
baffling.
it would have never came out, Corey, these niggas would have been like, they ain't trying to fix us.
Not me.
This is what's baffling to me. This is what's baffling.
in the hospital.
I
I
guess-
don't doctors, honestly.
I guess this is the whole point. Okay, this conversation that we're having is the exact same conversation that everybody has ever had whenever there was some kind of pandemic or virus going on. You have people that want to take the virus, the shot. You have people that don't. You have all these people that talk about it's a conspiracy, the government's trying to get you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is the exact same thing that's been going on since the beginning of time when they were dealing with long haul issues with viruses and vaccines in the history of mankind. There's nothing.
No, it's not. Corey, no, it's not.
Chandra, let him
They
finish.
lined up for the
Let him
smallpox
finish.
vax, Corey.
We're
Corey,
not
they
on
lined
team.
up.
Let
But it
him
was
finish,
some-
Chandra. Let him finish.
But it was some people that still want to say something about it. That's all I'm talking about. So my thing is this.
These turns you niggas white, y'all wouldn't say shit.
So this is what I'm trying to say, okay? Hey, hold on just a second, Chandra. This is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people believe in God, but I believe that it's the old saying that somebody was drowning, okay? And a boat came by. And they said, nah. And then another boat. And they said, nah. Then another boat came by. And then they drowned and died. Then they went to heaven. And God said, why didn't you get on the damn boats that I sent you? Talk about you believe in God so much. Why don't you get on that boat that I sent you? So my thing is this vaccine a boat or are y'all going to drown? Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, your Republican constituents or a lot of people that don't want to actually take this are dying than people that have the vaccine.
There's a 99.8% chance of surviving from COVID.
But that's still 600,000 folks. Everybody that hold on. Everybody that says that statistic about 98% of the people actually living, that's still over 600,000 or more people that die. So are those people expendable?
7,000 people die every day before COVID. Do the math for how many people died a year.
Where's that?
So 7,000 plus.
7,000 people die every day before COVID ever
They
came.
fucking shit.
So that's what y'all have to realize.
Got 4 minutes left.
The government, listen, and I'm a Trump supporter, but Trump took the vaccine. I don't agree with warp speed. I didn't agree with him pushing this vaccine so fast. My issue is not with the vaccine. My issue is that you're mandating people that don't want it to get it.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's
agree.
the issue.
I agree.
I got
I agree.
vaccines in my body, but they are safe. They were FDA approved, tested on animals. That's all we're saying.
I agree.
Well, but if y'all want to be
Hold
the animals, let us wait to see what it do to you.
Thank you. Exactly.
Let us wait.
Now, 3
Well,
minutes
that's
left.
good.
Hold on. 3 minutes left, y'all. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left.
Okay.
So close the argument, Tasha, because you've been give us a closing argument. 3 minutes left. Give us a closing
Okay, I
argument.
want to say this. Like, it is everybody's choice, you know, but I'm still against the vaccine, and I do not feel like they should be making people take it, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what we think, no matter what.
Miss Ashley, closing argument.
I don't care if anyone gets the vaccine, but it should be definitely against the law for you to try to force me to put something in my veins that could take me from my. And I survived COVID just fine, and everybody I know survived COVID just fine. It was like mild cold or the flu. So.
Corey, 2 minutes left. Give us one closing sentence, bro, so I can do a end and intro. One closing sentence, Corey. Give it to
Get the vaccine or mask up.
Walt, closing sentence.
I'm echoing what he's saying. Just be safe. Like, if you ain't gonna get it, don't get it. But be safe. Respect other people.
Chandra, one quick sentence, closing up.
Don't use resources.
Patrick, one quick sentence, close up, Patrick.
God gave us an immune system to fight off bacterial diseases and viruses. We need to get back to natural immunity and using our God-given immune system, not practicing atheism in action, which is what this vaccine is.
Yo,
okay, y'all. Hold on. That's it. We done, man. We done. So this is Homeboy Model Pimp, aka MTP, and that was another edition of Table Talk with MTP. And the controversial topic was get vaccinated or not. You heard a bunch of different arguments, opinions, and facts, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So we're not trying to force it on anybody or force you not to get it, but make your own decision based on what you heard. And make sure you go to my website, www.modelpimp.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @modelpimp. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Pimpoholic TV, which this will be available on. And also subscribe to my Vimeo, vimeo.com/modelpimp. Thank y'all very much. Thanks, Tasha, Miss Ashley, Chandra, Patrick, Corey, and Walt for tuning in. And we out here. Deuces.